So, in this video, I'm going to talk about the preset libraries of code that Python has already that it can draw from. So there's a time library that lets you do things like add delays, send the code to sleep, pause, quit. You don't need to code what quit means, what it does, or what a delay does. Python already knows. The math library can be used like a calculator, but I'm actually going to start with my favourite library, which is the random library. And we start by importing it. So literally I am typing import random right at the start of my program. This way it can generate random values. There are two types of random values. There's random numbers within a range and then random choices. So for our random numbers, I might literally set up a number and put the word random, and I want a random integer or randint, a random number, a random whole number, because it's an integer between 0 and 99. So this is going to select a random whole number between 0 and 99. It's not going to go above 99. It's going to stop when it gets to 99. And then I can literally just print that number. So there's my random number, 65. If I run it again, 14. There you go. This would be good for lottery numbers. The number generator, just printing random numbers. Similarly, I could look at numbers within a range. So random again. This time I want a random range between 0 and 100. And I'm going to add a step increment of 5. So this is going to pick a random number between 0 and 100 inclusive in steps of 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And again, I'm going to print out whatever we want our number to be. I'll just hide the first one, so it's not going to interfere. 20. I'll run it again. So we've got numbers in our 5 times table. In terms of lists, if I want to pick a random colour, I would type random dot choice. I'm making a random choice. And I need to have a list, or sometimes this is called an array. A-R-R-A, array, means a list. And it's shown by the square brackets. So you can see I've got normal brackets and then the square brackets. So this is going to list my choices. And each item in my list I'm going to make sure is in speech marks. So I want to choose some random colours. Red, black, I'm just using a comma just to space them. Yellow. Whoa. Making sure the comma is outside the brackets. I'll just do one more. So I want it to choose a random colour within that array, within that list. And then I can print out colour. Again, I am just going to comment out the code above, so it's not going to interfere. So this time, there you go, blue. Blue again. Ooh. Blue again. Stop picking blue. Red. Way different colour. So this could be used as a name generator. I could pick out different students. It is really unlucky. Pick a different colour. Blue. Just likes red and blue. Orange, yeah. So as you can see, it is completely random. Now, as a challenge, I would like you to have a go at displaying a list of fruits. From 5 fruits, display a random fruit at the end, okay? Another challenge, let's do a coins toss. Heads or tails. So ask somebody to make a choice. Is it heads? Is it tails? Randomly select the value and then display. You win if they made the correct choice. So you need to put in an if statement maybe. Otherwise, display bad luck. And then at the end, tell the user if they chose heads or tails. So, have a go at coding these. Feel free to pause the video now and then come back in a minute for the answer after you've had a go at coding them. Okay, for our 5 fruits, again, the code needs to start with that import random. So make sure that's your first line of code, and then have your fruit. So good variable name, and it is a random choice. So random.choice, start your brackets, and then start your list with the square brackets. You can use single speech marks or double speech marks, making sure though that your comma is outside to separate your different values. I'm going for singles as this is quicker. And you just needed to come up with a list of 5 fruits. Harder coming up with fruits. Here we go. And lastly, print your list. I've got a syntax error because I forgot to end my square bracket there to show that my list had finished. Oh, and I've also spelled fruit wrong. If your variable name is not the same, it won't work. It's quite useful, it tells you exactly what line the mistake is. So I've got a strawberry, I've got a grape, another grape. So it's making random choices. In terms of our heads or tails, again, we needed to start with import random, and we're making a random choice from our coin toss. You might not have this exact. You might have called it a different variable name, but as long as you've got something that's similar-ish. And this time it's either heads or tails in my list. And my guess, I want them to input. choose heads or tails. If they guess the same as my coin, if they get it right, then they win. Else, they've lost. And again, whatever comes under my if statement and my else is indented. And then if the coin said, so 2 equals is equal to H, they said heads, then colon, it's heads, else, making sure print starts with a lowercase p as well, not a capital P, otherwise it won't work. So you should have had something that looks a little bit like that for our heads or tails toss.